You introduce something I had never heard of before, the instant approval trap, where oftentimes, particularly if you're running a business that's not necessarily going to set off red flags right away. Stripe, Square, PayPal, they might approve you first and then you think you're good to go, but then they start underwriting you later. Can you tell me a little bit more about, tell our audience a little bit more about what is the instant approval trap and why is it such a problem for so many businesses?
Well, it's not a problem until it is, right? So the instant approval trap, and it goes back to what makes Stripe and Square and some of these very consumer friendly payment solutions, what makes them so popular in the first place, right? Which is they don't actually underwrite your business, right? So when you go to Square or Stripe, you go to the website and you sign up and you say, I want to use Square for payments because I've heard it's easy and it seems very simple. You sign up to be a business there and they essentially can approve you instantly and you can order like, let's say a card swipe or whatever equipment you want. And what's happening is they're not approving you for a traditional merchant account in the way that like if you work with SoarPay or another more traditional merchant services company, they're what's called a PayFac or a payment facilitator, and they essentially have a master merchant account, and they're just allowing you to sort of latch on to that existing master account. But what happens is they do, we call it, post-approval underwriting, which means unless there's some sort of really obvious red flag, they'll essentially let any merchant onto their platform as long as they meet certain, really minimal criteria. However, then let's say that merchant starts processing more significant volume, or maybe the merchant, when they filled out that initial sign up form or application at Stripe or Square, like for instance, maybe if they're a firearms retailer and they also sell outdoor apparel and other outdoor gear, maybe they selected, their industry as outdoor gear and apparel. Well, later on, as their sales are growing, Stripe or Square realize, oh, they actually sell firearms. That's against our terms and conditions. We're freezing your account and we're kicking you off the platform. So the instant approval trap basically means when you're approved to sign up on any of these PayFacs or any of these mainstream processors, you think, okay, my business that's in a regulated industry is perfectly fine to use this as my payment solution. And it's only later when you run into a problem, you realize, oh, I should never have been using Square in the first place.
Yeah, really fascinating. Like I said, I mean, I've learned a lot from reading this book over the weekend. And yeah, that instant approval trap was one I hadn't really ever thought of before.